Another tragedy, man. Another tragedy. We pray for the families that are involved. Just know that nothing happens that's not supposed to happen. All right. I'm grateful. If we're looking at all this, we're looking at all of this, like six people were lost, and we're definitely sad about that. But we must remind ourselves that this bad boy crashed into a community. It crashed into a home and damaged other houses and cars and vehicles in the middle of the night. And nobody was injured on the ground. No one. That's huge. So to that we say, God, we give you glory for your grace and for your mercy.
Good evening. It's great to have you with us here on a very busy Thursday night. And we begin tonight with the deadly plane crash right into a neighborhood in San Diego, taking off from Teterboro Airport in New Jersey, outside New York City, flying across the country and then crashing while trying to land in fog in San Diego. The plane crashing right into one of the U.S. military's largest housing neighborhoods just before 4 a.m. this morning when families were asleep. Officials say as many as 6 people on board are feared dead tonight, homes and cars set on fire, and you could barely make out the jet. Families awakened by the explosion, running to safety with their children in their arms, some trapped in their homes by flames right at their door. Firefighters battling to put out the flames and trying to protect homes there. The horrific scene today when the sun came up. This home badly damaged, a truck burned right in the front yard. A dozen other homes damaged, about 100 people evacuated. The mangled wreckage lining the street, the fatalities were all on the plane, and remarkably, no one on the ground was killed, even with homes and cars on fire. Tonight, the investigation here and what we're learning about who was on board that jet and one of the last questions from the pilot before it went down. ABC's Trevor Ault leading us off. He's on the scene in San Diego.
Come on, let's go! Let's go! Go!
Tonight, the terrifying escape in the dead of night after a small plane slammed into the San Diego neighborhood. At least 6 people on board feared dead, more than a dozen homes and cars set ablaze. Ben and Trajana McCarty rocked awake.
All I could see was fire, and the roof of the house was torn
You
off.
could see the night sky from our living room.
Their neighbor Gilbert Gonzalez rushing to help as the McCarty family grabbed their children and pets.
Hey, we got to be careful. There's things still explosive.
As I walked up, there was a kid getting, brought over the fence. It was handed down to me. I said, give me the kid. And then a second kid came down. So I'm holding 2 kids at the time.
The family rushing to safety, fearing their neighbors were still asleep.
Not awake yet.
It's okay.
They're not awake.
Cars exploding, shaking the block. Jessica Schrader describing the horror.
I woke up and I looked out the window and there's fire all in front of my house. I didn't know. I just kept hearing explosions, and the fire was up to right in front of my front door. So I'm trying to figure out how to escape with my kids.
A neighbor throwing a ladder over her back fence, she and her family jumping onto the next door trampoline to safety.
This is a military neighborhood with several bases nearby, and officials say the crash spread so much jet fuel across these front yards, they had to approach this as if it were a wildfire.
The Cessna business jet had taken off from Teterboro, New Jersey late last night, making a pit stop in Wichita, Kansas, before attempting to land in San Diego through heavy fog. Moments before the crash, the pilot asking for weather conditions. Air traffic control warning visibility was minimal. The pilot responding,
"All right, doesn't sound great, but we'll give it a go."
Then on final approach, seconds before the planned landing, the plane vanishing from radar 500 feet in the air, clipping a power line and crashing into this Murphy Canyon community. Well-known music agent Dave Shapiro was one of those killed on the plane. And last night, Daniel Williams, a well-known Christian rock drummer, posting these photos on Instagram showing a private jet. Tonight, the NTSB confirms that's the plane in the crash, though it's not confirmed if Williams was on that plane. Incredibly, there were no fatalities on the ground, but 8 people were injured.
I can't quite put words to describe what this scene looks like, but with the jet fuel going down the street and everything on fire all at once, it was pretty horrific to see.
The wreckage smoldering for hours, more than 100 people evacuated from several surrounding blocks.
And David, the NTSB says this plane likely had black boxes, which will be crucial for the investigation into why this crash occurred. But when you look into the damage to this neighborhood, David, this home ripped open. It is astonishing that everyone in these houses survived.
It
David,
really is a catastrophic scene there behind you. Trevor Ault leading us off tonight. Trevor, thank you.
Another tragedy, man. Another tragedy. We pray for the families that are involved. My condolences to everyone who passed, everyone who was injured, every single person that was impacted in this crash. We have been helping people grow online. It has been absolutely amazing. We have helped many content creators get from zero to monetization in under 30 days. We even have a couple of these superstars who did it in 1 or 2 weeks. If you want to learn how to do YouTube, I don't care your age, I don't care what skills or talents you have. Trust me, I can help you do it effortlessly. Just reach out to me with the word coach and we can get it done. One more thing. We have a YouTube course that I just now created. I'm extremely proud of, and a lot of people are getting so much from. Purchase that course and work with us. You can join our private Facebook group and our daily group calls, which is 3 to 5 days per week, and you can learn so much more than you've ever learned before. I can't wait to hear from you. Love you. Peace. This will be a time to discuss who is to blame, all of the conditions, how could they not get through the fog? Are they not prepared for that? The pilot, he tried to communicate with the people on the ground to see if they can guide him a little better. They gave him an option. What he said was, okay, let's give it a go. Let's try it. He was optimistic that we can make it work, whatever the plan was. Just know that nothing happens that's not supposed to happen. All right? I'm grateful. If we're looking at all this, we're looking at all of this, like six people were lost. And we're definitely sad about that. But we must remind ourselves that this bad boy crashed into a community. It crashed into a home and damaged other houses and cars and vehicles in the middle of the night. And nobody was injured on the ground. No one. That's huge. So to that we say, God, we give you glory for your grace and for your mercy. Could you please, can you name 1 year or one period of time where we've had so many planes fall out the sky like this? Like just crash after crash? What is going on, man? This is crazy. This is nuts. The 2 stars who passed, Dave Shapiro, a music producer and a drummer. Both of these guys are extremely popular. Extremely popular. There's another video right here just showing some more footage of the crash, but I'm not sure if you've seen this right here. Check this out.
The small plane left a trail of fire through one of the largest U.S. military housing neighborhoods in the country.
We got multiple reporting. We're doing evacuation.
Firefighters scrambled to douse cars. Families rushed to safety. This is what Ruth Lutz saw when she went outside.
It feels like I was in a movie, but in live, and I was just like, wow, this is real life.
You ran out with your pajamas on your back. That's it.
That's it.
Just before 4 a.m, a Cessna 550 jet crashed into the neighborhood during foggy weather. NTSB investigators say it first clipped a power line, then crashed into a home and multiple vehicles.
Here you can see that its trajectory came through this direction, took out the front of that house, and it ended up here to the right behind me.
At least 3 people were killed, all of them believed to be on the plane. Among those feared dead, Daniel Williams, the former drummer for a popular hardcore Christian metal band, The Devil Wears Prada. He filmed himself boarding the aircraft and shared a photo of himself at the controls. His father confirmed to CBS News he was on the plane. Minutes before the crash, the pilot expressed concerns about the weather to air traffic controllers.
Miramar automated weather for 0955 Zulu with wind calm, visibility 1/2 and indefinite ceiling 200. 6 Sierra, all right. That doesn't sound great, but we'll give it a go.
NTSB investigator Elliot Simpson.
We plan on spending today, tonight, and all of tomorrow on scene, documenting the accident site.
Now, after this crash that caused all this damage, you can still smell the jet fuel in the air. About 100 people were evacuated, and many who fled the flames won't be able to go back home until the NTSB completes its initial investigation.
Now I see it's unfortunate, guys. Why do we make this an opportunity to argue about whether or not God is real? People, can we do this? Please, 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 please. Can we do this? Do not argue with anybody who want to stir up division and confusion and darkness inside of our chat. Please do not do that. The reason why I bring up God is because I seek to bring some type of I want us to focus on the good of this and not the bad. Okay. I want us to have a little bit of hope in this and not consider all of the, okay, they made their mistakes and they knew that it was bad weather and they still went anyway. That's what they get. That's the hardness of our hearts that's happening right now. There's no debate that, I mean, here's one thing that I grew up saying that I would not debate. I would not debate religion, because that to me is pointless, because usually debates are all about people trying to get you to see their side of the story and bend to their will in the conversation, where nobody walks away learning anything because everyone's guarded and they're just listening to respond, versus a conversation where everyone's listening to understand the other person and then contribute something that would lead to some type of resolution or us moving in the same direction. What I will say is, if your heart is hardened, you are the one that need God the most. I'm just going to let you know that, because with all that I've seen in my life, all that I've went through, I promise you, it's very simple for me to have a hard heart. Very simple. And if it weren't for the God that I serve, the God that I believe in, the magic daddy in the sky, I would not be here today.